Hi, Kim Wade here. Are you craving a home-cooked meal without the hassle? Come over to McBee's Bar and Grill in Ridgeland for their Blue Plate lunch specials. Served up every weekday, at McBee's it's a different entree every day. Chicken spaghetti on Mondays, beef tip Tuesday, pork chop Wednesday, spaghetti Thursday, and catfish Fridays. And McBee's Blue Plate lunch comes with 2 classic southern sides and cornbread or a roll. McBee's specials are served every weekday from 11 to 2. McBee's, buzzing the res since 1982. All right, folks, turn me up over here. All right, now try that one over there. There we go. All right, folks, we're back. And it is Tuesday. Glad to be back here in the studios, folks. This is your host. Who? It's Radio Strongman. Kim Wade. I am coming to you alive from WYAB 103.9 FM. Well, folks, it is Tuesday. Glad to be back here in the studios. It's going to be an open forum. It is election day. And our hotline number is brought to you by EliteRoofer.com. Our hotline number is 879-0002. And it's sponsored by our good friends there at Elite Roofer. As I pointed out, if you want their direct phone number for your first, second, or third estimate, it's easy to remember. 601-326-2755. All right, hold on here. Let me see. Let's see if it's on my end here. Yeah, I could use a little bit more volume. Let's see. Testing. A little bit more. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting it. All right. My producer's not here today, but we have our morning host in producing for us today, Mr. Andrew Gasser. And Andrew has his own show. He's filling the shoes of one Jameson Haygood, who has moved on to greener pastures. Hopefully he'll be a pinch hitting on occasion for us talk show hosts who need a break occasionally. But in the meantime, in between time, we have Mr. Andrew Gasser offering his own insight and commentary every day from 10 until 12. How you doing, Andrew?
Brother, I'm doing pretty good.
Oh, there you go. How about that?
That'll work.
Yeah, we got Andrew Gasser here in the studios. So how's it? How's your first 2 days of being an official talk show host?
It's absolutely incredible and amazing to have the feedback from the WYB family and audience. It's been incredible, and not just going from radio, but streaming and being able to take all those things that I've been always thinking about and talking about with my friends and family, now being able to share it consistently on a regular basis with Mississippi and our family. It's really incredible. It's been awesome.
It's been awesome. Well, I tell you what, now you got to do it every day. You know, a lot of people say, every day. I don't know if I have something to say every day. Well, that's the nature of the beast, but you will arise to the occasion. You sound like you were able to hold the audience attention for 2 hours, and that's what's important. So hat tip to you, and congratulations. Welcome to the team, as it were. Here at WYAB, we continue to expand the offerings here at WYAB. The Power Boost is coming along. We had to take a short interim because of the tariffs. Made parts harder to obtain, but we're on track to have B boosted up to 50,000, going from 12,000 watts to 50,000 watts. That will be a significant difference, and I think you'll see not only will we be dominating the streets of Jackson, but the airwaves over Jackson. So just keep your knob tuned and locked in to WYAB 103.9 FM, and that includes Chip Matthews all the time. Chip is running for mayor of Canton today. We ask that you go to the polls, give Chip your consideration. He is somebody, look, if nothing else, he's bringing that energy. He's got a clear idea what he wants to do there in the city of Canton, Mississippi. So hat tip to you. And then people in Jackson, you're voting today. You have your choice between Jonathan Horn, Rodney DePriest, Zach Savaz, Lily Robinson, and Mr. Rob Bob G. And and that's one of the reasons why I threw my support behind Rodney DePriest. When you look at the numbers, if you kept the present number of people in the race, John was a flat out shoe-in. because he's got a built-in base of people who vote blue regardless of who. So you had to get the numbers where other candidates could have a fighting chance. And in my first mayoral act, in the interest of Jackson, I said, I have to defer to Mr. DePriest. And that's what I did. And that's what I'm asking those of you who are going to the polls and you see my name there, instead of voting for me, vote for Rodney DePriest. I'm sure those two ladies who have stolen the USB keys to the voting machines, corrupting the entire process, have already programmed the machines that if anybody votes for Kim Wade, give it to John Horn. Anybody votes for Zach Service, give it to John Horn. Anybody votes for Kenny G, give it to John Horn. Anybody votes for Lily Robinson. Folks, you should have no confidence in electronic voting machines. The people who bought those machines, the Secretary of State, on down to the supervisors, they all know these things are corrupt. And here's how they know. Here's how I know that they know. If the manufacturer pulled you to the side and said, what we're about to tell you is proprietary, you know damn well those machines are corrupt. You know, why do you need proprietary software on a machine that's only needing to do addition and subtraction? Huh? Because you plan on stealing elections. And that's what they're doing. That's what I believe happened with David L. Archie. That's what I believe happened down there in Ward 6 against Iman Thompson. In each instance, people who didn't campaign, who came out of nowhere, wins hands down. Same was with Michael Guest and Michael Cassidy. In the runoff, Michael Guest was able to hold Michael Cassidy to the exact number of votes he got in the primary. Statistical impossibility. But they did it. And you would think the people who were putting Guest's campaign together, that would be their advertising calling card. No, they don't want anybody to know. Again, folks, do not doubt me when I tell you the Republican chairmen of these county boards, they all work together along with the Republicans. Don't doubt me on that. When Thad Cochran needed the black vote, they had no problems getting them. I'm a little jaded, yes, but I'm also a realist. I was around when they had the hanging chads. And the whole purpose of going to electronic voting machines was, we don't need to be taking 2 or 3 weeks to count the votes on election night. We need to be, yeah. Now, it takes even longer than that. And of course, because of our feckless Democrat Lieutenant Governor, Delbert Hosemann, he made sure when he passed the voter ID bill that he put that 7-day waiting period in there, which you could have 7 days to come back and bring your ID to prove that you're eligible to vote. Well, those 7 days are being used, and Delbert knew this. They're being used by the opposition or to the losing team or to the corrupt team to determine how many votes they need to steal. Because after 7 days, they done counted the absentees, they done counted the affidavits, and now they just need to know how many mail-in votes they need to get. Delbert knows that. I told y'all when Delbert first ran for lieutenant governor, I said he'll be good on the fiscal issues, and he's going to set the gains, conservative gains, which is nothing but righteous gains, back 20 years, and he's doing every damn thing in his power. So, folks, the things that I have told you that have come to pass, dude, you done ran out of fingers. You must be on another set of toes because you done ran out of your toes, too, to count, to prove, oh, yeah, he was right about that. He was right about that. He was right about that. Folks, when you know evil, when you know sin, you know where they're headed. Wrongdoing is what they do. They're not going to do right. They're going to insist that you do right. They're going to insist that you follow the rules. They do just what Satan's calling card. Does not the word say? Does not the word say? Does not the word say? No, and they don't give a damn about the word one way or the other. That's why I tell them devils, oh, hoss, don't try that on me. I will still kill you. I will pray over your dying body, pray for your salvation, but you still going to be gone. Oh, well, you ain't no real Christian. Okay. So? Folks, this is what you need to start telling these people more. Tell these left-wing loons, so what? What are you going to do about it? So what? I called you a male because you look like a male. So what? What are you going to do about it? You've been walking around here like you king of the roost. No, we're not doing this anymore. We're just done with you. And I'm telling you, people going to the polls today, if you live in an area and you're voting for candidates, let's say for board alderman or for councilman or for mayor, just be very cautious when you vote for a black Democrat. Black Democrats are angry. They enter office with the get over reparations. I'm going to get mine. The white man is going to pay. Nothing the white man does is right. Nothing he's done is good. And I'm here to oppose it. And that's why I keep telling you, you guilt-ridden whites, oh, let's give the black person a chance. Okay, all right. If the black person's conservative, give them a chance. If they're a Democrat, Hoss, I'm telling you, wherever 2 or 3 are gathered, chaos, hell. What is it? What did I say on the Gun and Nightclub? Whenever you have Democrats in control, what are you going to have? Simple, senseless violence. No, random violence, senseless murder, and general mayhem. I'll say the quiet part out loud. Black people don't govern well. We got a 40-year track record of that. Back when we were Negroes, if you get somebody who refers to themselves as a Negro running for a candidate, vote for them. But if somebody saying that black stuff, they some selfish SOBs. Look what they've done to our kids. I believe that when a baby peeks out the womb of their mother and they see that she's black, oh, Lord, I don't know if I'm going to make it through here because black women kill their babies too much. No, it's not reproductive freedom. You're killing people. And the worst part about it, you're killing your own. Yes, that's what this is going to be about, saying the quiet part out loud. Black politicians been walking around here with their butts all up on their shoulders like they doing something. Benny Thompson, Derek Johnson, and Stacey Abrams right down in Gulfport yesterday. What were they doing down there? Trying to ruin the city of Gulfport by installing a black mayor who's going to come in there with that black crap and going to ruin a good thing. Why do y'all keep doing this to yourselves? I just don't want people to think I'm racist. I know. We just think you're a damn idiot. But at least you're not a racist. No, that's what they're going. Have you noticed? Benny, Derek, and Stacey, they only go to those areas where things are working. Derek, head of the NAACP, whose headquarters and birthplace is in Baltimore, Maryland, has the worst school district in the country. Jackson, Mississippi, where Derek lives, he packed the JPS school board with NAACP members before he went off to Baltimore, and schools still haven't improved. Black Democrat leadership is the worst thing that has happened to black people in the entire time we've been in this country. Tell me, what have they fixed? I'm going to leave the lines open. Somebody call in here. What is their proudest accomplishments over the last 40 years? Tell me. Derek's in town. Derek, you call. Or better yet, have one of your stunt men or women call from One Voice. One Voice is out there raising angry black youth, so we won't have a shortage of them. And while One Voice is doing all his history teaching and lessons, can I ask you one question? To any one of you graduates of the One Voice Leadership School, or whatever they call it, who are the black money men that financed the civil rights movement? Name them. Name them. They don't tell black kids about the money men. You know who they were? The brother that ran the Volcano Club over there on Martin Luther King. Vernon Dahmer, who had a little corner store down in Hattiesburg. The folks who had a little juke joints all up and down the back roads. When y'all butts went to jail, who came got ya? No, all they want to support, all they want to promote are the political civil rights leaders. They don't want to tell you about the people who make the money. It's all by design. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back, and it is Tuesday. Glad to be back here in the studios. Hey, man, I hate to shatter your delusions out there, but again, and I challenge anybody. And you know what? Let's have the discussion. Why would you want more black leadership? Why? They haven't acquitted themselves, and nobody stopped them from doing a good job. But you let them tell it, oh, it was racism. Otherwise, I'd have did for y'all a long time ago. Yeah, but you did all right for you and your family. I know, man, but let me holler at you a minute. No. Folks, go with the people who can deliver the results. Why we got to live in riffraff and filth all the time? Because we got to have black leadership. And black leadership, look, this is how you know black leadership is full of caca. Look at our kids. What politician running for office that you're voting for today, which of them spoke of the kids other than midnight basketball crap? Which one? They don't care about the kids. This is a selfish generation of black leadership. John's generation, my generation, your generation. We won't share. We act like everything's so damn complicated. We can't fix Jackson. You know what I was going to do day one? Pick this damn paper up. Right where you stand. Cut the crap. We don't need another government program. Pick it up where you stand at. But these guilt-ridden whites are coddling black folks in all these prayer groups that you go to. Everybody love one another, but you can't tell your brother the truth. You need to say, Ninja, pick this paper up. But you just want to be seen with a black guy. You just want to be seen with a white person. Man, get out of here with that crap. Why don't you be seen with a righteous person? Oh, you ain't interested in that, huh? Ain't no brownie points in that. You won't hold up the blood-stained banner like you're supposed to. You want accolades from man. Tell your brother the truth. That's why black folks get mad at conservatives. They get mad at Republicans. They get mad at white people. First of all, white people in this country are the only one give a damn about black people's problems in this country. Don't you get it twisted. And if you get it twisted, I can guarantee you it's going to be at your own peril. Okay? Now, Benny Thompson he's worth $80 million. He was worth $40,000 when he left here. And he ain't figured out no way to help black folks other than standing around taking another damn picture with him. Stacey Abrams got $2 billion supposedly for a home winterization program. Okay, do you know of anybody who knows of anybody who got to participate in that program? Do you know? So why you keep complaining about white folks and you let black folks dog you out? Get the hell out of here. I want Jackson to work. I'm sick of you Negroes who won't do your job. We don't even begrudge you having the job. You simply won't do it. This Mr. Green superintendent put his butt on a Greyhound. He's sitting up there watching this school collapse. The system collapsed. He making they're paying him $400,000 a year to ruin the black community. Who brought him in here? The same folks who brought us John Horn. It's a plan. It's a scheme. It's a scam. Our number, 601-879-0002. Let's go to my friend, Mobile Bob. Hey, man.
Well, we know black migrants don't want to live under black leadership because that's what they always try to get away from.
Now, that's a good point. Yeah. Look, if it was black leadership they want, they had it in the Sudan in spades. Pun intended.
And then all the other, or even brown leadership for that matter. Again, that's what they try to get away from as well.
Yeah, and the thing about it, then they come over here and talk about the white man and trying to get as close to the white man as they can. But this is what I keep telling the white folks. Y'all need to tell them folks, get out my damn neighborhood. You don't like us? Get out. I always said that build a subdivision and put Confederate flags. Oh, as a matter of fact, make it mandatory. You got to have a Confederate flag. No, the original Confederate flag. The stars and bars on your yard. That'll keep those ninjas out of there. Well, some of them.
You'd be surprised. I think they even get used to it.
Well, I'm gonna put up with the flag this time because at least I won't get shot over here.
What's this nonsense with the Democrats and taco with Trump? What's that supposed to stand for? Something?
I have no idea. Barbara Mike sent us that. I said, okay, this must be some MSNBC joke or something. I don't know. I still don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're fairly politically savvy, and we don't have a clue what this for. But I think it's Trump always something, whatever. You get up to the average person out there, ain't going to have a clue. But everybody knows what fake news means. Because Trump can do this easily, little Mario, fake Hillary, Sleepy Joe, all the man got to do is just say something. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. And it goes viral because he's real. He's genuine. It just happens naturally for him. You're all trying to force whatever. It's like when black people try to insult white people with some racial slur. It just don't work for us. With them. Because number one, they're not sensitive as we are, or as adult blacks. Well, I'm not sensitive at all. I don't care. And that's the same thing with them with Trump. It's like you all look at him, but we got to come up with fancy slogans and saying like he does. You can't do it because you're not him.
Well, you heard what Jasmine Crockett saying if they win back the House. I want you to notice something about black leadership. They think the only thing black people concerned about in the black community is getting Trump or standing up to Republicans. Dude, we want you to do some actual damn work.
Really?
I mean, she ain't got no plans for the next 4 years. They didn't do anything under 4 years with Joe Biden. They didn't do anything with Barack Obama. And yet, when somebody's out there trying to do things that will benefit America, they're fighting. This is why I keep saying, folks, when you vote black Democrats in over you, you're voting people in who will destroy. They don't care. They literally don't. They hate the country. They hate this country.
You love investigating Trump, getting Trump, doing something to Trump. Even the fake Jake Crawford finally admitted that, maybe when those Democrats who went in office with the idea of getting Trump, that wasn't a good thing. You think, Jake? You think? Going with your whole point of becoming some DA of something is to put a person in jail for whatever reason you can find, and how that's okay if you don't like the person. And like all these black people who claim that what happens to them,
right?
It's just applauding when it happens to somebody else.
That's what I said. The black community has lost its way. We are spiritually bereft. We are just drifting out here. And our ministerial class can't get us to shore. They don't realize all those corners they cut, all those transitory gains they made for a fistful of dollars has now caught up with them. And they're going to have to explain. This is what, folks, hold on to your hats. We're going to find out just how corrupt Benny Thompson is. And remember I told you that I believe Benny set Chokwe and Jody Owens up, the DA and the mayor up. I told you I believe that happened. Watch. You're going to see how he moves when they're getting ready to investigate this J6 pardon thing. There's a lot of stuff that's going to come out here. You're going to see Benny Thompson is the corrupt individual that I've been telling you, that he is capable of railroading his top two political opponents. That would be Jody or Chokwe. And I believe he set them up. And I think time is going to bear witness to what I say.
I guess if they can prove that people got paid for the pardons and I guess that would be something actionable. As far as the pardons themselves, because Biden was in his right mind, the burden of proof would be you'd have to prove that at the time the pardons were issued, he was having one of his bad days. Because he can always claim, I was good, my mind was good then. Okay, when you talked to the Speaker of the House, you couldn't remember what you did with the natural gas, liquefied natural gas.
Right.
Okay, your mind was bad then, but it was good when you signed those pardons. It's going to be tough to prove that it wasn't.
Well, they're going to investigate, and the people who got the pardons are sweating bullets because they don't need that kind of smoke. But the bottom line is whether there's going to be an investigation, there's going to be some uncovering of documents. We're going to find out just how corrupt Benny Thompson is. And I think we're going to find the evidence that would support what I'm saying, that he is capable of railroading Chokwe and Jody Owens into the big house. Watch. All right, brother. What else you got?
All right.
All right.
Just one more thing, the taco thing. If you got, like somebody said, if you got to explain the joke, then they didn't catch it. So.
Yeah, we don't understand what the Democrats are talking about with the tacos thing. So if any of you, well, here's the thing John would know. I'm sure you read over his talking points this morning, and he'll be able to call in and explain it to us, hopefully. All right, buddy. All right. Before we go to break, I want to remind you about Johnny's Pizza House. That's right, folks. You want some pizza that will stand out in your mind and on your taste buds? Go to Johnny Pizza House. They have 2 locations in Madison County. 272 Calhoun Station Parkway, right next to the mail room. And also in Ridgeland, Mississippi, just north of Venable Glass on the same side. Check it out. Johnny's Pizza, some of the best pizza known to mankind. It's good, good, good. You can check them out online by going to, where is that? Johnny'sPH.com. Johnny's PH, that's Pizza House. Johnny'sPH.com. That's with an S. Johnny'sPH.com. All right, let's take a break. All right, folks, we're back. Hey, I just mentioned the mailroom of Gluckstadt when I told you about Johnny's Pizza is located right next door. Well, 272 Calhoun Station Parkway is where the mailroom is located. That means that Gluckstadt has its own office resource center. You no longer have to go all the way down to Madison to go to the Office Depot. You got one right here in Gluckstadt on the Miracle Mile, Calhoun Station Parkway. Stop by there for all your office supplies needs. What do you need? You need wrapping services, notary services. Do you need a passport photo? You need things printed, collated. You need packing and shipping. They ship with every carrier known to mankind. So stop by there. You'll be glad you did, or send them your product. You can call 601-521-1210, 521-1210, or go to the website, mailroomgluckstadt.com, and email them by PDF or whatever format you have, what you want to have processed, and they will get right on it. Folks, meet your new friends. I use them. They ship out all the gifts to the grands. We appreciate everything that they do. God bless them. All right, so we here at WYB commend Mailroom of Gluckstadt to you very highly. Check it out today. Again, that number is 521-1210, area code 601. All right, folks, tonight, $15 off range fees at Two Gun Tactical. So come on out and get you some range time in for the seniors. Come on out. And then, of course, Tuesday through Friday is happy hour from 11 till 2. Range fees, again, $15. And if you mention you heard it on WYAB, they're going to give you the Kim Wade treatment over there. That's right. You become their own human target. No, they ain't going to shoot you. But real talk, though. Take time, get Dad a gift of a membership for Father's Day. Great gift idea. He'll be glad to have it. And you can also get gift certificates for anyone, and they last forever, and you can use them at both locations. TwoGunTactical.com. All right, folks, it is an open forum. Election day. You got about another 2 hours and 15 minutes to make it to the polls and vote for the candidate of your choice. I urge you to vote for Rodney DePriest for mayor, and I've given you the reasons. He is the most qualified candidate out there and has been since day one. Okay? He's able to hit the ground running. His 8 years of municipal experience as a council person, he understands the process, the timelines, and we can appreciate the energy of a young Zach Service. But you know what? Here's the deal, folks. Let's be honest. Nobody is going to prosecute corruption in Jackson. If they were, they'd have done it by now. The corruption that's going on in Jackson that's been allowed to have, it happens all over the country in black cities. You know what the purpose of it is? It's to grow the suburbs. Let those ninjas steal from one another until they break everything, and then just come in and buy everything up for pennies on the dollar. In order for that to be successful consistently across the country, you got to have black Democrat participation. Hence, John Horn. But now, if that's what you want, hey, far be it for me to deny a grown blank man that which he wants. And doing something stupid. As I said, and I repeat, April Chapman. Folks, you need to check her out on YouTube, too. For those of you who have not heard April Chapman, Standard of Truth podcast, and then she also has another podcast called Unshakable. This woman's got a sharp, and this is what she's typical of the sisters that have come up over the last 30, 40 years. Sharp as a tack. But hers is grounded in the gospel of Jesus Christ. She ain't like those Democrat women now. Those Democrat women, yeah, they go to church. But implementing that thing on a day-to-day basis, But here's what April said. She says, black Democrats are slaves in search of a slave master. White Democrats are slave masters in search of slaves. Hello. If that don't hit the nail on the head, blacks, people, listen to me. There's nothing, you're not impressing anybody by showing how loyal you are to the Democrat Party. Especially when you're wearing a cross around your neck. Stop it. You are a fake and a delusional one at that, okay? Your faith is not going to sustain you on that great getting up morning, doing those trials and tribulations. It's not going to hold. I'm going to tell you that now. That's why you got so upset when Trump lost. That's why you felt helpless and hopeless, because your faith was in man. The church was just a vehicle to your hustle. Everybody can see that. This is all you need to know about the black community. We don't care about our kids. That's all you need to know. And look, they can't prove me wrong. There's nobody out there that can prove me wrong. Name me one black lawyer in the last 40 years that you know of has gone into federal court on behalf of black kids who want to learn. Name one. Name one. There's none. Not even NAACP. When they go into the court, they're going into court on behalf of criminals, whores, delusional, mind-rattled LGBT folks. Never for good, righteous folks. Never. They don't do that anymore. This is not your parents' NAACP. This thing has been hijacked. The black community is not coming back with this leadership. Now, if you want to keep repeating it, go on. Because this is where you're headed. Let me tell you what you've done, whether you recognize it or not. The black community, through our ratchet behavior, particularly you sisters, that stuff is nasty, some of that stuff y'all doing. All this fighting. You made the world hate us. Well, they've already hated us. Oh, so you want to double down on that. Wasn't enough hate for you, huh? You big dummy. This is not working. And you insist that we continue to do it. Black community is not going to make it, and it's because of Democrats. It was the white Democrats holding us back. Now it's black Democrats. Stacey, Derek Johnson. Derek's a millionaire now, too. Did you know that? More money, more money, more money. Look, there's plenty of money helping poor people because they fall for this. They fall for the same stuff every time. This is why, in order to save the black community, which I made my attempt, we'll see if we'll be successful this evening. In order to save the black community, you got to let it fall. You're gonna have to let it hit rock bottom. The people who really love black people are the ones who are going to allow them to experience God's grace. And they're not going to experience the God's grace until their lives are broken. They don't want to be broken. This is when you hear me talking about the preachers over there in the Democrat Party. I asked the question yesterday. Can you name one preacher over there who can tell you that, hey, I just administered a plan of salvation to a Democrat? No, but they got something to say to Trump about scriptures. They got something to say about white folks and everybody else, but they won't speak to their own. And these are their coalition members. You would think that they were tight, that they could say anything to one another. Nope, they can't. Ronnie Crudup ain't going to get over there and preach no godly sermon amongst Democrats. It ain't going, other than that service time. But I'm talking about when you go to a Democrat function, you ain't going to hold up the bloodstain. If they in there talking about abortion, you're going to sit there with your arms folded. Christ cannot depend on y'all. You're unreliable. But you're popular in the world. But look at our community. Jackson is gone from a retail standpoint. Jackson's not going to have retail businesses. The only business, you better thank God for the Pakistanis and the Yemenis and whoever else running these gas stations. Because otherwise, the only place you can be able to buy gas in Jackson is going to be Kroger's. Because I don't buy from the little corner stores. No, I don't. In addition to worry about getting shot, I just don't know how clean that gasoline is. You would think it'd be clean, but I ain't taking no chances. But all the little other than the Dollar Generals and stuff like that, retail's gone from the black community. It ain't coming back. I was downtown a couple weeks ago with a couple of gentlemen. They were looking at a block of buildings. I'm thinking, man, hat tip to you. I wouldn't invest in this crap. No. And it's not because the real estate isn't any good. The real estate's great. It's our behavior. And there's no desire to change it. If you listen to the black politicians or the politicians running in this city, ain't nobody, when they talk about saving the kids, they talking about kids who done already screwed their lives up. And we screwed their lives up by not allowing them to be educated and to be socialized. They ain't interested in improving the education system. They just want more money. If the charter schools ask for more money, that's a problem. But if the broken public schools ask for more money, that's okay. Man, please. Let's take a break. All right. We were just talking during the break. Now, we were talking about, I don't even know how it came up. But, folks, you see these signs out here on the highway saying this highway is maintained by the Boys and Girls Club or something like that. I didn't know there was money associated with that. Andrew, tell us what you had, your experience back in Illinois. What happens on that?
We had a program where tax money would actually go out to these organizations to go actually take care of the roads.
Oh, wait a minute. So, in other words, if the fraternity says we're going to be maintaining this stretch of road, okay, gotcha.
Up to a mile. Normally, I don't think it was more than a mile. They would actually get compensated for that. And when we were going through the budget for the first time, this would have been 2017, we got rid of all that because I was like, we can't prove to anybody that we're actually doing the work, yet we're getting the money.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where everybody wants to take the money and keep the money, but when it actually comes time to the application of it, all of a sudden, well, okay, I'm going to give you this money. Well, I don't want to do the work. And that's the problem, that a lot of local government, especially local government.
Okay, now is that going on here in Mississippi? Are we paying people after we put their name on the sign that says this road is being maintained by so and so and so and so? We give them $5,000 and they don't do anything? Come on, I know we're not doing that. No. Folks, this is what I keep saying. Asset management. We got too many people getting money and no work's being done. And then we got to pay somebody else to go in to do the work that we paid them to do earlier. That's getting old. Interesting. All right, folks, we're back. It is Tuesday. We're glad to be back here in the studios. And the hotline number brought to you by EliteRoofer.com for all your exterior repair needs on your home. You need a new roof? Folks, get the best. I encourage you to check out EliteRoofer.com. Check them out. Go click on contact, and somebody will come out and give you your first, second, or third estimate. You don't have access to the internet? Here's the number, 601-326-2755. All right, folks, it is a open forum here today. Get it off your chest. Election day, right there in Canton. Folks, you got a chance. I tell you what, this is Chip Matthews' best chance ever to knock it out of the ballpark. So if you want great government there in Canton, Chip Matthews is offering himself up this day. Check it out. We encourage you. You got about another hour, 2 hours, and 52 minutes to make it to the polls. Chip Matthews on the ballot there in Canton, Mississippi. As they would say, come on down, wobble to the polls. Wobble, wobble, wobble to the polls. So we encourage you to do that. Then here in Jackson, election day, Rodney DePriest is running hard. Zach Service is running hard. I'm supporting Rodney. Zach is a good, hard-working man. Again, just like John Horn, he doesn't have the skill set as a senator coming into the office on day one that Rodney DePriest has. He just has hey, I'm ready for mayor day one. Zach says Zach's willing to do the job day one. But chaos is not what we want for the next 4 years. And finding the corruption, that's something that the audit was going to find at some point. That's why they're not doing the audits. But the audit is going to find out who's stealing what, where the money's going, yada, yada, yada. That's why you're coming in to put in the controls. It doesn't make a difference. They're not going to arrest anybody. So if that's what you think is going to happen, it's not going to happen. The crime and the criminality is going to be there. You just got to put a fear of God in them, but better not do it on his watch. But we need somebody who's, you know what? The entire job of mayor is not lobbying the legislature every day. So all you folks going to the polls saying, John's going to get this. No, it ain't. George Flaggs was down there just as long as John was. And Vicksburg is not rolling in state money. But whenever Vicksburg has a legitimate need that the legislature can be helped, that the legislature can help with, George Flagg has an easier role of it, and we would have an easier role with John Horn. But shouldn't we not have that same easy role if John stays in the Senate? And we got a man who could do the day-to-day. See, this is the reason why I question this committee that keeps selecting these mayors, the committee of 50, as I call them, the one at the dialogue table. Whatever. Here, when you have a clear example, a clear situation where you can put your men in place. In other words, you are deploying assets. The voters going to the polls today in Jackson, you are deploying assets. So why would you move John Horn from the position that he's playing well and put him in the mayor's position when we got a mayoral candidate who's bringing all the whistles and bells that you need? John is bringing the lobbying angle, which is the deal-making angle, which is the deal-making angle that brought us the water sewer contract. The same people who were on the water sewer contract, both as participants, vendors, etc., are all on John's team. Ain't nobody going to jail in that group. So after you get away with a $90 million caper, you think you're going to try it again? Hello. So you're bringing in the people who gave us that $90 million caper that ballooned into a $250 million liability, $250 million on a project that didn't need to be done because they were working deals. A project of replacing the water meters, according to Johnson Controls, they were going to do it for $25 million. By the time everybody got their Christmas tree ornament on the Christmas tree, $90 million. About 20 millionaires were made, and we're the worst off as citizens. And John's coming in to do more of those deals. Well, Kim, you said you. Well, Rodney has told me, and he has told the public, that he is an image bearer of Christ. I'm taking him at his word. I'm expecting a certain level of behavior. I'm not expecting him to succumb to the criminal behavior of those around him. Because I can be in a room of gay folks. I ain't going to do no gay crap. Because I know who I am. I know who I'm in Christ. But some of y'all out there, oh no, you get absorbed into any lifestyle or setting that you're in because you're weak-minded. And that's real deep in the Democrat Party. I don't give a damn what you say. You got a mess over here, and then you want more mess. Black Democrats have destroyed more lives than the white Klan. All those black Christians getting killed in sub-Saharan Africa right now, you can lay that at the feet of black Democrats. Because they had a chance to tell Barack Obama, man, don't kill Gaddafi. Nope. They went right along with it. Shut their damn mouths like they do everything else. They watched the Haitians drowning in the ocean for the last 40, 50 years, and the Black Caucus didn't raise a finger to help them. But now they all at the border passing out checks to the illegals coming in from South America. Those ninjas ain't, well, I can't even say the word on the radio. They ain't, that's who they are. They're full of crap. And then you get all excited every time Benny Thompson comes. Oh, look, they going down to Gulfport to ruin Gulfport like they ruined Jackson. Like Derek Johnson ruined Baltimore and Jackson. These, like I said before, the phone hadn't even rang. I asked somebody to tell me what has the black community achieved in 40 years. Oh, you got all that energy for Clay in the morning? It's because all black folks want you to do is quit saying what. When you see them doing stupid stuff, don't call me stupid. I'm not a smart man. Yeah, we see that, idiot. Kim, you just putting people, no, your behavior is subpar. short of smacking you across the face, I'm trying to get you to change course. Now, if you don't want to change, that's fine. This is what I would say to the governor. Whoever becomes the mayor of this city, when it comes to money from the legislature to the city of Jackson, please, Governor, please, Speaker White, screw Delbert, because Delbert's a Democrat, to the reasonable ones down there. Any money you give the city of Jackson, these are the strings that must be attached, shall be attached. That this money that we grant from the legislature's coffers to the city of Jackson has this criteria built into it. You must show us improvements in your tax base. You know, that was the thrust of my campaign. I'm going to do those things that are good for kids and good for the property values. So the governor and the legislature needs to say, Jackson, if we give you this money for water sewer upgrade, you need to be able to give us a benchmark, an indice, as to how many basis points the value of the taxable properties in Jackson is going to increase if we give you this and you do this, this, and this. That should be easy to do. Do not give these ninjas money with no strings attached, because all they're going to do is screw it up. They got 40 years track record of screwing it up. I don't trust them. They don't have they have not demonstrated their ability to do it. And it ain't nobody's fault but their own. They could have went and got some help. They could have asked Mary Hawkins up there in Madison. They could have asked Gene McGee over in Ridgeland, Jake Wyndham over in Pearl. Hey, man, how'd y'all do this? No, you said that was acting white. Okay, so failure is acting black. Is that what you're saying? What else could you be saying? Make it make sense to all of us, bruh. See, until I came along, y'all been having free ride over this foolishness. It ends. So don't make any money. And to the governor, if you want to know what indices that we need to use, guess who? We've already got that ready for you. All you need to do is get a group from the appraisal board, a group of seasoned appraisers, homeowner association representatives, and the politicians in the community, in the city. And we're going to tell them, look, if you want money to come down your street to fix your street, you better pick up all this damn trash. Because when we get done redoing this street and repaving it, the appraiser should be able to come in there and be able to put a value on the improvements to this area. Because when they drive into your house to do that appraisal, they looking at all that trash around there. And if black folks was all into their blackness like they say, and we know they're not, there should be some great black leader out there that says, all right, everybody, on the count of 3, we're going to pick up all this damn paper. We're going to clean this neighborhood up. We're going to do the Obama. There's not a black person. Jesus couldn't do it. If Jesus came back and said, y'all pick all this paper up, y'all ain't nobody getting in this van, and we ain't going on to glory until you pick up all this paper. Do you realize, you talking about eternity? It ain't going to happen. Because black people are full of crap. We don't intend to make our lives better. And that's one of the things I learned on the campaign trail. I said, I can't compete against this. Because I'm making it clear. No, we're going to fix Jackson problems. But when a candidate get up there and say, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, oh, they lick that up. But when they get done doing all that foolishness, guess what? They're going to have to come back and do it the Kim Wade way. Because ain't nobody else going to do it. Clay said it best this morning. Clay said, I ain't going out picking on no damn paper behind these grown folks. That's what I keep trying to tell Donut Head. He's so happy every Saturday he goes up and pick up paper behind these drunks. Look, he got asked, hey man, could you move your pail a minute while I clean around it? They out there begging and throwing down beer cans, and he's steadily picking them up because they don't believe people are capable of being men and women. And I come from the opposite direction. Oh, you gonna pick this paper up? Ain't nothing wrong with you. Tell you just like my mama told us. And unless I see bullet holes in you, oh, you going to school. And it can't be no flesh wound. You're going to have to be through center mass or through the body or something. I'm just telling you, folks, 2025, let's call black people's bluff. You're full of crap. You don't know what the hell you're doing. Quit pretending. Let's get some people in here to fix this crap. As Corinthian Sanders said about the support for Rodney DePriest, it sounds like it's an like only a white person can fix the Jackson problem vibe. Hell, that's exactly what it is, Corinthian. So if black people is going to fix Jackson's problem, so what's been the holdup? What's the holdup? You had total control. You had partial control. You know what the problem is? You. This is why I tell people, do not vote in your city or town to give your city or town a majority black Democrat board. Do not do that. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. They're going to tear it up because they hate this country. They side with people who hate this country. They take every opportunity to show you they hate this country. If you give them something that's working, they're going to tear it up. Just to see, they're almost like, you know, when you're 7, 8 years old and you're taking the dang alarm clock apart, the toaster apart, can't put it back together. That's what black people do. We're just sitting up there taking the damn government apart. And rather than looking across the road and saying, look how Mary did it. Let's see how Jean did it. No, that's acting white. No, you are an idiot. You're destroying all the gains that we made, bruh. So you can sit up there with your house paid off. Your kids don't went to a good school. They got a good job. But you want to give my child DEI because they ain't qualified to be there otherwise. I'm so sick of y'all. I know you sick of me, but I'm sick of y'all too. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back Tuesday, and it's open forum. If you got any commentary, number's 879-0002. Brought to you by EliteRoofer.com. First, second, or third estimate can be had by calling 326-2755, area code 601. Also, if you want the best health care, where do you go? The Mayo Clinic. That's right. If you want the best care for your automobile, where do you go? Mayo Auto Clinic in Raymond. Mayo Auto Clinic already knows your car inside and out. Foreign or domestic, Mayo Auto Clinic does diesel repair and programming. You can extend the life of your car or truck when you take it to Mayo Auto Clinic for cost-effective repairs and maintenance. Go to the best. Mayo Auto Clinic, Highway 18 in Raymond, open 7 days a week at 7 a.m. Learn more about Mayo Auto Clinic by going to their website, Mayo, M-A-Y-O, AutoClinicMS.com. All right, folks, it is an open forum. Look, I'm the only one who can say the things you hear me saying about my people, our people, black people. We are a drag on this state, unnecessarily so. Why would we want to be our best? And one of the things I learned on the campaign, look how leadership talk to black people. Look how our spiritual leader talk over us. I remember going to all the TDJ not concerts, but when TD Jakes was real high, riding high back in the 20 years ago. And everybody was being exhorted to be their best and yada, 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 yada. Now you don't hear that. It's just poor attitudes and ingratitude. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, how did we get here? We were just talking before we went to the top of the hour break about the clean up the side of the roads. Now, that was in Illinois. I don't know if it's the same here in Mississippi, but I was thinking these businesses, that names who you see on these signs were doing it out of the goodness of their heart, that they were actually providing. In Illinois, they were paying those people to put to have their names up. I mean, it was like $5,000, but still that stuff adds up. And then the people are not doing it. Just the general lack of integrity. And this is what I was trying to say on the campaign trail for those who would listen to the black community. We have more to gain by operating and elevating our level of integrity in which we operate with not only with ourselves, but with others. That would be like our own Amazon. given the brand, the tarnish that the brand has right now, if Jackson, Mississippi blacks just started getting their crap together, and you got people out there who want to invest and try to help the black community, but it's black leadership that keep telling us to hang back, sit there in sackcloth and ashes. The story of woe. There's money in that. Yeah, there probably was a higher rate of return on that 20, 40, 50 years ago when we were first coming up out of the coarse degradation that it was called black Democrat supremacy. But now all we have to do is do. But we can't shake that template. It goes back to that old wives' tale about the mother cooking the pot roast the way her mama cooked it and the way her mama cooked it. And it turned out, well, you heard about that, that they would buy a pot roast, and they would chop off the end of it and put it in the pan and yada, yada, and cook it. And each generation cooked the pot roast the same way because they passed the pan down to one mother, from one mother to the subsequent mother, and yada, yada, yada. And so one of the recipients, inheritors of this pan, of this pot roast recipe, why we keep having all this pot roast meat left over? Well, I don't know, because it wouldn't fit in the pan. So there wasn't nothing wrong with the meat. They just needed a bigger pan. But for generations, they couldn't see that it wasn't just some family tradition other than the fact that was one of the family things passed on from the grandparents, yada, yada, yada. But it wasn't something that was enhancing the pot roast or anything like that. It was just the way they had been doing it because that's all they had. And when black folks, that's all we had, and they started handing out the free cheese, yes, it made sense. But now that our kids have gotten their legs up on them, now that they got out of those little rubber shoes and they're wearing Buster Brown hard shoes, you deal with their feet a different way. Black people won't grow. They won't grow. And black spiritual leadership is stunted. They done went and got a degree and they got advanced degrees in theology and all that, but they seem to know less about God. Understand less about God. Now, either God's a failure or he's not. And what I'm saying to you, everybody y'all praying for is doing bad. So I'm just saying, no, don't pray for me, God. I'm good. I'm going to take my chances. I'm good. Because, we go back to the track record. Why is everything broken? They give you something that's working and you feel like it's your obligation. Down there in Byram, you get an all-black board of aldermen. I'm telling you, it's good. Okay. Do it. Do it. Black Democrats go into office with the attitude they're going to get even, reparations, they're going to make the white man pay, and everything the white man did, okay, everything the white man did or does is wrong. And they don't know how to pour water out of a damn boot. They just sitting there collecting a paycheck. Y'all need to do better. I don't care about you being, why can't you do better? Why? Because you're too busy into your flesh. Your melanated mysticism. You're all into that black crap. You ain't into righteousness. You ain't into doing what's right. You ain't into doing what even the numbers say. You're doing the black crap. That's why they bring Benny and Derek around to bring in that black crap. Folks, do not invest where they doing the black crap. Just don't do it. Let the black people invest in that. They talk all that crap, and they got the money. We got millionaires. Even black millionaires don't invest in in Fair Street. You notice that? Where they at? Where they at? Let's go to Chris. Hey, Chris.
Damn.
Hey, buddy.
Man, I'm just ready. Let's just start playing recreation. I mean, it's going. They're going to invest the money. They're going to make sure the nail salons and the weaves and the 4-inch eyebrows is going to be done and keep those people in business.
Yeah,
I heard. What's his name on the lower channel a while ago? I've been eavesdropping. I told you that.
Uh-huh.
And he called in. His priest goes in. We got to sue and get a silver suit to get these reparations coming through.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so why ain't they going after Benny to pay in? He's a millionaire. Shouldn't he be giving half of his wealth up?
Benny is not going to share a dime. He ain't even tell people.
You know it.
Listen, he ain't even tell people how he made his money. If Benny, at least he could tell the people who run the endowment fund for Tougaloo and Jackson State, man, You need to stand over here. Wherever you see me stand, you stand. Now, he done made $80 million, and we got, and Tougaloo's and Dom are still with a couple $1 million. Jackson State's about $5 or whatever. He don't even help nobody out. He trying to act like he got all that money because he's so sharp. He got that money selling the black community out. Ask Derek Johnson to show a copy of his tax returns this year. I bet he's over $1 million now.
Well, Kim, like you always say, they go down there to get all these grants and get this stuff from the state. Where does that money go? It don't go to the improvement. You know, I've been working at Alcorn down there, but had to cut back through. They got 20 messed up, so I've been jumping off hitting 80.
Mm-hmm.
Ever's putting in a new water plant over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They had the street blocked off. I mean, they're trying to get them folks some good water. I mean, it's a good-looking setup. I don't know what it all is. They had the road. I might check it, and I meant to take a picture. I was just sitting there starstruck.
Yeah, I came through there the other day because of the roadblock, too. Yeah, Edwards is getting a new water system. And that's just Benny's voting to give the illegals money, Ukraine money. But when it comes to Edwards, Mississippi, and where he lives, there's always some reason why. Well, we're going to give you $5 this time, and then we'll give you another $5 in 20 years. No, but the Ukrainians, they get their water and power system bombed, and then we just build them a new one. And we can't get the first one here. Black folks, I'm telling you, black Democrats are a damn problem.
Well, I didn't realize Edward had cut. I was doing a job all the way back. I didn't want to say my age, but when they was doing Old Brother Where Art there, and that's before they redone the bridge over the railroad tracks. You know, and Edwards would look to me like be a cool little place, but it looks also right now it's kind of like, wait a minute. I come up through this morning. I had to come cut off. Had to run back up through 80 and Ellis over there.
Right.
And they're out there in the street just screaming and hollering like, dude. And that used to be a booming part of town.
Look, no.
Get all the supplies and everything, and everybody's moving out.
Black Democrats purposely are running off retail businesses. It is by design. Because the more poverty, the more money. This is what I keep trying to tell people about this. There's been an inversion in the city of Jackson. The compassion industry runs Jackson down. Their gasoline is woe, ashes, sackcloth, just poor mouthing, lack. Oh, we know you can't do it. Oh, you poor things. Here's a sandwich. No, rather than, okay, after you pick up, after you work, you're going to get something to eat. No. Again, Jackson's not coming back, not from a retail standpoint. It ain't happening.
Is this the villages that Hillary Clinton was preaching about way back then?
Oh, yeah.
Putting these people to get the votes in, to get these villages. We're going to give all this free handout. And this is what we come to, a drug-headed meth, mental illness state. Just vote me in. I'm going to make sure I got mine and my family taken care of, and I'm going to throw you the crumbs, and you're going to respect and appreciate it.
Well, all you can conclude was if it took a village to raise the kids, it's a village of idiots, obviously, because we get more of them. Jesus. Get send some condoms down there, something. Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but I think I'm back ready. We need to get the abortion clinics back in operation. And I ain't wanting to, I'm not trying to be hateful. But
no, we just go with late term, man. We get them, we can abort up to about 40 years. Hell with that. Oh, I'm sorry.
Right, bro.
Look, thanks, Chris. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, if we abort up to 40 years, then we'll be cutting into the black on black crime thing. So we don't want to mess up their hustle. You know, people get so sensitive. Let's take a break. All right, folks, we're back, and it's the Kim Wade Show. Hey, I want to tell you about McBee's. Guess what's happening tomorrow? Pork Chop Wednesday. Boy, you like it fried, grilled, or smothered in gravy? How you like it, they got it there at McBee's on the Res, right across from Buffalo Wild Wings. They've been there since 1982, right behind the Walgreens at the corner of Old Canton and Lake Harbor. Come on back. If you hadn't been there in a while, you'll be glad you did. And I commend them to you highly. Hamburger steaks, chicken breasts, country fried steaks, okra, stewed tomatoes, black-eyed peas, turnip greens, rice, gravy, side salad, lima beans, green beans, mashed potatoes, mac and cheese, fried okras, French fries, the whole 9 yards, and that sweet potatoes are regular. So check it out. McBee's, your mouth is watering. And if you want to go there and enjoy it, or stop by there for happy hours. Or if you're looking for a place to unwind on the weekends, Fridays and Saturdays, always live music at McBee's. The takeout website is eatatmcbees.com, and they'll get it ready for you. Or give them a call, 601-956-8362. All right, folks, we just talking with the Chris. The bottom line is, folks, let's save our country. Black Democrats are angry. They hate the country. They have no only reason. You know why they hate it? Because the Democrat Party told them to. Just tell me who it is. John. Okay. Just, folks, we have, on behalf of Bulletsville, we're proud to present the most toxic Democrats you know. And as you know, Democrats are toxic. They destroy everything they put their hands on, and they do it intentionally. And now they're using black Democrats as the battering ram to destroy society, and they're gladly doing it. Look at all the trash everywhere. Black Democrats say it's got to be a program in order for us to pick up this trash. Yeah, it was called a program. It used to be called home training. That's what the program used to be called until you got affiliated with them folks. Here's the thing. John, toxic Democrat number one. What's up?
Mr. Wade, it is a great day to be a Democrat in our great country. But I must say, I heard one of your earlier callers ask about the word taco. I consider that to be a little bit, possibly a little bit racist. But what I will say is this. Trump always chickens out. That's what it stands for, Mr. Wade. The little boy that cried wolf. And then Mr. Musk. I must take my hat off to Elon Musk. He could not stomach it anymore. He had to excrete the waste, the abomination that he had engaged in. And he basically told everybody today, I can't take it. This is an abomination. Now explain to me how Doge can be about fraud, waste, and abuse, cost-cutting, fiscal responsibility. You bring a businessman in, a man who allegedly has a successful business, and then you have the president who has filed bankruptcy 6 times. And, well, who should we be listening to? Should we be listening to Elon Musk, or should we be listening to President Donald Trump? Which one has the better business acumen, Mr. Wade? Now, let me keep moving. The race tonight, good luck to all the candidates, but what I will say is this. Sometimes God calls certain people and puts them in certain positions, Mr. Wade, and it appears that he has called Mr. Horn, and he is going to install Mr. Horn as the leader of Jackson. And for all we know, he could be the Moses that Jackson is looking for, Mr. Wade. So if I were you, I would get on board and go down and shake that man's hand at his victory party and his victory celebration. And then the next thing you should do is reach out with an olive branch and let him know whatever he needs. If it's ideas, if it's support, you should be there, because this could be Jackson's Moses, Mr. Wade. What do you think about that?
Not much. Not much at all.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Are you averse to working with Mr. Horn if he becomes the next mayor of Jackson?
No. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. No, let me tell you the reason why. There's no place for me in a Horn administration. There wasn't a place for me in 32 years of John as a senator.
So what you're telling me is you reached out to this individual before, and
No. I have not reached out to him before. You know what? Here's the deal. It requires a person to care about Jackson. If he cared about Jackson, then why is it that all these people who are supporting and saying that he's such a great guy, why none of them had any great ideas for the city of Jackson? They gave us all these money-losing investments. They spent $90 million on the Civil Rights Museum. They could have just made $1 million available to Jackson in $10,000 grants. That could have put 100 people in the game, getting a little business started. We spent $90 million on some contractors who were already wealthy. John doesn't ask the right question. He just likes sitting in the room. He hasn't been asking the right questions for 32 years. They built the Parkway to nowhere. People don't want to be around black Democrats. Let's be honest. And yet you keep acting like that is not a factor. And yet, how are you going to call yourself a leader when you don't recognize the landscape, when you don't recognize what the marketplace is saying? No, I'm not wasting the rest of my life on this foolishness. Black Democrats have spent the last 40 years trying to show how they don't have to work with Republicans because this is a Democrat city. Democrats run this state. Yeah, okay, all that appeared to be a good strategy at the time. How's it working out for you now? So now you don't have anybody invest in your little crap hole, and now you're saying everything is racism, when all you had to do was maintain the systems that the white man delivered to you when you took it over. Did you do it?
But Mr. Wade,
did John? No, whoa! Did John Horn go to Chokwe and say, Chokwe, look, you way off the rails. This is the feedback I'm getting from the legislature. Could you moderate? Did he go to him and say that? Did Jeff Good go to him and say that? Yet they're going to trot out another candidate and tell us that this thing. No, the problem that they have is the people who selecting these candidates, their integrity level seems to be at a deficit because they don't seem to recognize the importance of deficit in any candidate, in any elected official, because that's where we're having the problem. At least Zach is able to identify that.
Well, here's what I'm going to tell you, Mr. Wade. When the business community gets behind a candidate, Mr. Wade, and this is what we talk about, investment in Jackson. And when you have business leaders that are saying that I want to get behind this candidate, I endorse this candidate, Mr. Wade, that's like Elon Musk endorsing Donald Trump.
Bruh, they've been doing this for 32 years.
No.
This is what I need you to do. Rather than spouting off some new ideas, why don't you think through the ones that you presented thus far and figure out what didn't work? There's no after-action report on any damn thing black people do, and I'm sick of this approach to governing. No, sit down and find out what worked and what didn't work. Don't tell me about the new guy. Don't tell me about the new ideal. Why did the old ideals fail? If you can't do that, you're not equipped to be a leader, sir. Oh, wait a minute. Shouldn't you know that, Master Sergeant?
No, but can I ask you a question? So what you're telling me is that John Horn is not a bridge builder. He doesn't know how to coalesce talent. He doesn't know.
Well, let me ask you this here. Wait a minute. If he is such a bridge builder, why didn't he build one with Chokwe?
Okay, here's what I'm going to say.
No. Answer that question.
No. What I'm going to say is this, Mr. Wade.
No. So what does bridge building mean? Oh, just walking in. See, that's the problem. You do that with the mentoring and everything. You walk in front of these kids with a suit on like you're supposed to be important. Where's your integrity? Why can't they feel that before you get there? Why can't they feel your character? I'm tired of hearing this foolishness about that. All you have to be is a name. What about your ideas? Obviously, John was John Horn when they chose the Parkway. Why isn't the Parkway generating any money?
Okay, wait a minute.
So wait a minute. So the goal wasn't to make any money. So what kind of leadership do we have? What are we doing here?
Okay, here's what I'm going to tell you, Mr. Wade. When you initially erect a Parkway, it may be years before you reap the benefits, but it's going to pay dividends. It may be 10 years before
it ain't going to pay a damn dime. Quit deluding yourself. Do you
Wade,
realize that they expanded Lakeland Drive all the way out to 25 in the time that we were thinking about trying to get Jackson State Parkway built?
Uh-huh.
Has it grown up? Did they have to wait 10 years? Brother, you don't want to deal with the fact that people don't want to be around black Democrats because they don't feel safe. What is wrong with just acknowledging that?
Mr. Wade.
Nobody's investing in this crap unless it's subsidized, okay?
Mr. Wade, this is what I'm going to tell you. Now, it sounds like to me that people have not buttered your bread enough in Jackson. Because it appears to me like you got an axe to grind. But what I would tell you, if you look around, there's some great things.
Why haven't? Okay, so what investment are you going to make in Jackson once John wins?
Mr. Wade, I already invested in Jackson.
No. You ain't invested a dime other than buying something from these hookers, bruh. That is not the investment we want.
Mr. Wade, I've told you on multiple occasions, Mr. Wade, I spend my money in Jackson every chance I get.
No. We want your investment, sir. Bring you and whatever you do for a living, bring it to Jackson.
Mr. Wade, there are people that know what I do in Jackson, Mr.
I don't
Wade.
care. I don't care. Listen, when are you coming? And let me know. We'll cut the ribbon for you. Okay?
You know what? And I'm gonna tell you something.
You ain't gonna do it. You are a black Democrat. You're incapable of being honest, and righteousness is far from you. Got to take a break. We'll be right back. All right, the final few minutes of the second hour of the Kim Wade. You see what I'm talking about? Jackson can't be saved. Black Democrats are. John is just defending foolishness. And this is the reason why I say, no, my approach to the mayorship, I wasn't going to ask, as a city, I wasn't going to ask anybody for another damn dime until we got our stuff together. Because once we started showing improvements in our behavior and our attitude and how we conduct our affairs and manage our assets, the money would come in. John is going out there doing the same thing black Democrats. They think they're going to bogart somebody. Oh, no, John can speak to us real nice. In other words, he comes with his hat in his hand. You ain't got to do any of that. Act like a man. Act like you have some sense. And extend the respect that you want to others. Black folks will not accept, and I'm the only one who's saying it, the reason why we don't have the investment and why you hear all these candidates talking about getting people to invest in Jackson, unless the people who invest in Jackson are subsidized, they ain't investing not on their own. And when it's subsidized, that's your tax dollars that's being sequestered that can't be used for anything else but for backstopping that foolishness. Every project you see downtown after 10 years, if the bill's not paid, or if the people who made the original investment decide to walk away, guess who picks up the tab? The taxpayers. All we have to do is improve our behavior. Black Democrats don't want to do it. They're destroying our society. They destroyed the black community, and they hate America. And I hate that.